Oh my God, last night. Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is that you're watching this from. I hope you're okay. You currently find me in my living room. I'm working from home today because basically I had a really impromptu night out last night and I just wanted to tell somebody about it. In order for me to do that, I'm going to take you back a couple of weeks and really sort of let you know my headspace sort of going into this impromptu night out. And hopefully, throughout this video, it'll start to make sense as to why last night was just so unbelievably special to me. So I haven't got a plan for this video, so I don't really know how it's going to turn out. My arm is currently stretched all the way out holding my phone, and that's hurting me. Oh, actually, no, I've got my tripod. Bear with me 2 secs. I'll put you on the tripod. Bear with. That's so much better. My arm was absolutely killing me just then. But anyway, so my impromptu night out then. So going back around about a month or so, I played a gig with the Gut Bucket Band. I documented this on one of my 1 minute gig reviews. It was either number 3 or number 4. I shall put the maybe a screenshot of the video or what gig review it was, so you can go back through my social media. You can find that gig review. But anyway, we played a version of Times Like These by the Foo Fighters. Now, Foo Fighters for me are a really important band. They've been there for me through times of, really low mental health periods, as have other bands as well. But Foo Fighters, they are one of those bands that just really stick out in my mind. I, like many people, was very upset when Taylor Hawkins passed away. His death was one of those celebrity deaths which have really stuck with me. The other one that stuck with me was Robin Williams. But, it really, really impacted me. It just, a world without Taylor Hawkins for me. Of course, I'd never met him. I didn't know him, but a world without Taylor Hawkins for me was just a really strange thing for me to just get used to. It was a little bit surreal. Anyway, so they've been really important to me. And when I realized that, this song was a thing, it was like, oh my God, this is going to be great. I'm going to be playing Foo Fighters Times Like These. But then the version of it was different, and it was slowed down, and it was a sort of more laid back, relaxed version of Times Like These, which is completely fair enough. I quite like to have a different approach to some songs sometimes. And this was no different. And, as I said, it was just a laid back version. And I remember stopping that song when we got to the end of it, of course, and it was all over. We're moving on to the next song. I just remember thinking, I'm going to add Times Like These to my drum cover list. Hello, it's me from the future. Just to let you know, as I've been editing this video, I've realised basically when I was rambling on about playing Times Like These with the Gut Bucket Band, I didn't tell you that it's always been a dream of mine to go and see the Foo Fighters, and I wasn't lucky enough to get tickets. First time around when they first came out, I was in the same boat as many people. The tickets got sold out straight away, and then they started going for extortionate amounts of money. And since then, when they first got released, I was looking basically like every week, essentially. And it was just a dream of mine to go and see them. Anyway, back to the story. Now, I've said in previous videos across social media that the reason that my videos are mainly shorts or sections of songs is because I'm not made of money, and I basically don't have the right equipment to be able to keep doing full drum covers. Basically, I've got a GoPro, and the battery life on them is absolutely terrible. And I've been looking for a new camera for quite some time, because the battery life is awful. And basically what it's done, it's prevented me over the years from doing full drum cover videos because the battery life is so awful. And with Times Like These, when I was playing this gig, I thought, I'm going to do this as a video. So I added it to my list. I went home, basically booked into the studio, and then I managed to actually put that video out there around about a week ago now, and I uploaded it to everywhere, and I was really, really proud of it. Now, I did refer to this in basically the description of the short that I put on YouTube, but it was supposed to be a full drum video, but I ended up uploading it as a short because my GoPro died halfway through me playing this song. And it was one of those songs, you know, if you're a drummer and you do drum videos, I appreciate that my videos don't take over the world and they're not breaking any algorithms anytime soon. But when you're playing a song and you know that you are exactly where you're supposed to be in that song, you're playing, you know, exactly what you're supposed to be playing, and it's just a really good feeling. It was one of those songs, and I thought to myself, as I'd finished drumming to it, I was like, oh my God, that's going to be my favorite ever drum video that I've ever put out anywhere. And then I turned around, looked at my camera, and I realized that it had died, and I was like, you're joking me. So I think I got up until around about the second chorus altogether. But yeah, I was devastated because I really wanted to, you know, it's been in my head ever since I played it. I went back to the drawing board and I ended up uploading a different Foo Fighters song, but I really wanted to make this a full drum cover. And in the last couple of days, I have done that. If you haven't watched the Times Like These video or the Monkey Wrench video, feel free to go and watch them. They are both on my YouTube channel. Let me know what you think. If you want to, give it a like, subscribe as well if you want to do that. That'd be very, very nice. But I remember, again, being proud of that video, but I was also keeping up with the masterful drumming of Taylor Hawkins. You know, and I was just trying my best, basically, in both songs, and I really liked how they both turned out. Now, this is where, after X amount of minutes of rambling to you about these couple of songs and Foo Fighters and what they mean to me, this is where I get to tell you about my impromptu night out, and I'm telling you it with a smile on my face. So on Monday, and I'm just looking down at my calendar here so I can get the dates right. So the date was Monday, the 24th of June. Me and Chris, my girlfriend, my better half, we were having a conversation when we went to bed, and it was basically about how I wasn't feeling too great with myself. You know, I was not feeling positive. I wasn't feeling like, you know, I was doing a good job, you know, just in life in general. And, you know, that is probably a whole other video on its own. But it really just affected me. And she reminded me of all of the good comments that I've received from people, whether it would be YouTube or TikTok or Instagram sometimes. Although I'm not breaking any algorithms, when people do come across my videos, the comments are pretty positive, you know, sort of across the board. And I can only thank people so much for that. But I went to bed feeling still quite down with myself. And I woke up on Tuesday, the 25th, and I was still feeling the same. Chris went to work, I worked from home. And I was looking through some comments, and you know, some positive comments that I was reading were really genuinely giving me a really good confidence boost. And all of a sudden, Chris messaged me and said there's 2 tickets for sale to go and see the Foo Fighters in Cardiff, which, without trying to give my exact location away of where we live, we live around about half an hour away from Cardiff, around about half an hour on the train anyway. Yeah, she said there's 2 tickets for sale to go and see Foo Fighters. Now, us being us, we were sort of bickering back and forth all day about, you know, what if it's a potential scam? What if we don't, you know, get these tickets? What if we send the person the money, and what if they block us? You know, that has happened to people that we know before. You know, people have been scammed. Scamming does happen, especially when you buy from a Facebook, or, you know, you buy from somewhere like that that's not really secure. All day we were looking on Twickets, the website, and, you know, tickets were sort of coming and going. I know that Twickets is a legit website. And also we were looking on Ticketmaster as well at the resale tickets and stuff. But these tickets just presented themselves to Chris. And Chris said to me, look, I've got to start tattooing now. She's a tattooist. So I've got to start doing work now. I've got a customer in, message this person for me and find out what's going on. Well, the stress at that time, so if I give you a bit of an idea, this was around about 4:30, maybe 4:45 in the afternoon. If we did get tickets, what it would have meant is that Chris would have finished work at around about 5:15. She would have spent about 20 minutes getting home. There was then an onward journey of around about another half an hour or so to get to Cardiff from where we are. And that was just, it was going to be a tight squeeze, basically. We would have only been giving ourselves around about half an hour or maybe 40 minutes or so in the stadium before Foo Fighters started. The trouble was, at that time where, she was talking to this person who had the tickets, Chris basically didn't have time to send me the money to buy these tickets from this person. So I was very, very aware at that moment that it was a completely last minute thing. There was so much going on. I'd asked my mother as well if she had the money to lend me just for a second. At that moment, I just needed the money there to buy these tickets, and it wasn't happening. And I could just, in my head, I was like, look, it's been doable for about 10 minutes, but Chris has got this customer in. She's tried to look for tickets all day. She's got these tickets, and now there's a customer in. She's not going to have time to do it, and that's basically the way that it is. And yes, I was devastated. Yes, I was very stressed because the opportunity to go and see Foo Fighters would have been absolutely amazing, especially with it being so last minute as well. It was like, oh my God, it would be rushed because Chris would have to get home, get out of her car, get ready, and it would literally just have to be get in the house, get out the house again, we're going to Cardiff. And I just thought, it isn't going to happen. It just isn't, it's just not going to happen. And then Chris answered my message and basically said, look, we're going to do it a secure way. I'd prefer to do it over PayPal because then we are protected somewhat. I don't just want to send this money to this person's bank because, of course, we were worried about, what if the person blocks us? What if, this happens? What if that happens? What if we get to the stadium and the tickets aren't real? And all of this was going on, right? So we were getting stressed out with ourselves. Any spare time that we basically had, we were spent stressing. And I say we, it's probably me, but, I'm going to say we to make myself feel a lot less worse about the situation. But Chris sent the person the money, the person sent me the ticket, and Chris got home. We dropped Betsy off at daycare at a very, very, very short notice. So thank you ever so much, Lou and Jay, for, being in and being available to do it. But we got on the train. Chris hadn't eaten all day, so we just bought a packet of hula hoops and a bottle of Dr. Pepper that we'd shared basically on the train. That was our tea. We got off the train. We went straight over to the stadium, and it was a heart in mouth moment. I showed my phone to the ticket inspector person, and their thing turned green. It had been accepted, the tickets were real, and last night I was in the Principality Stadium with Chris, the absolute, complete and utter love of my life. And I'm not just saying that because I'm having to be nice to her, but, it was just an absolute whirlwind of emotions. We got into the stadium with around about 15 minutes to spare. It's the first time I'd ever seen the Foo Fighters, and it was absolutely everything that I expected. I had a smile on my face all night. There's a section in their set as well in which Dave Grohl talks about Taylor Hawkins, and, again, he's a person that when he passed away, it really affected me. And just being in that moment, in that atmosphere, I could feel myself just welling up. And I could see Chris looking at me as if to say, he's going to start crying, he's going to go. But it was really emotional. And I can't get over the fact that it happened. I'm sitting here talking to you on the 26th of June. It's the day after, and I can't believe it happened. I really am so grateful that it happened, considering that I started off this week feeling quite down in the dumps, you know, trying to find a way to be motivated, to just sort of get through each day, sometimes get through each hour. Seeing this band yesterday was absolutely everything that I needed, and it was just perfect. I know there was stress, and, you know, I said to Chris halfway through the day, or a little bit time through the day, I said something along the lines of, and I'll put the screenshot of the actual message that I sent to her. I said, look, you know, something along the lines of, if, you know how I felt about myself for the last couple of days. If we end up getting scammed, I might as well just jump out the window. We took the chance. I'm very happy we did. They were amazing. And I've just got another 2 words basically to say. Shane Hawkins. What an absolute machine of a drummer Shane Hawkins is. Now, Josh Freese is a beast in his own right, okay? And they were like, you know, just top of their game as soon as they came out. But then Shane Hawkins came out later on in the night, did a song with them, and it was just, the band just went to another level. You look at Shane Hawkins and you go, oh my God, like you can just see Taylor. It is just the mannerisms and everything. It is just phenomenal. It was absolutely fantastic. I don't think I blinked or maybe even breathed in those 4 minutes that Shane Hawkins was on the stage, because it was just epic. It really, really was. And I don't say that very often. You know, I don't get this excited about things very often, but it was just absolutely phenomenal. It ended up being one of the best nights, certainly of this year. You know, one of the best nights in recent memory. And I mean, you know, we've been to see a lot of people this year, and we've still got quite a few people that we are going to see over the next part of this year. But at the moment, for me, the Foo Fighters gig absolutely tops the list of best gigs that I've been to this year so far. It was just everything you expected it to be, basically, and I can't stress that enough. Yeah, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, if you want to go and watch my version of Monkey Wrench and my short as well of Times Like These, which I've uploaded in the last sort of week or so onto social media, feel free to do that. I'm very grateful again. I'm not sure whether Chris will watch this video at all, but thank you ever so much for putting up with basically me being stressed as well as you being stressed as well. Thank you for juggling your work to get this sorted out. I'm so eternally grateful for you. And yeah, it was, again, one of the best nights I've had in recent memory. And it's literally what I needed. And that's all I can say, really. So thank you ever so much for watching. If you've gotten this far, normal service will resume after this video has gone up. I'll go back to posting drum videos. There are a few there that I still need to edit and put together. So stick around for those videos. Yeah. Oh, and also, just finishing off, if you've ever debated going to see the Foo Fighters, you've always wanted to see them and you've never really been sure, don't even think about it. Just get the ticket. I don't recommend getting them as last minute as what we did. Like I said, there was, you know, about 2 and a bit hours to go before they actually got on the stage when we actually bought these tickets. But I would absolutely recommend going to see them, because you will have, if you're anything like me, you will have one of the best nights, you know, of your life, essentially. But yeah, I'm going to go now. I'm going to stop rambling. I've chatted for long enough. Again, thank you so much, Chris. I love you a lot. I'm very grateful. And yeah, stay tuned for more drum covers, everybody. And I'll speak to you very soon.